Greetings everyone, welcome back for today's match. And today I'm going to pick up a single match from a best out of 3 that was played at the Assembly Winter 2011 in Finland last week. I'm not going to follow the whole series because it was fairly straightforward, but I did watch this live, this series, and I enjoyed this match. It's not like the most epic, oh my god, ever match, but I found it interesting because it reminded me of stuff that I see happening occasionally in the ladder, and sometimes we just have a brain freeze, we just have a mental block, and we don't react properly and things don't work well. So we're gonna have a matchup here between this yellow Protoss Nani. Naniwa is the Swedish Protoss player, quite a solid Protoss player, and his opponent LiquidRet, the Dutch Zerg player. In my opinion, one of the finest examples of what macro Zerg is. He's quite a powerhouse playing Zerg, and as you guys know, he's been staying on the OGS house in Korea trying his luck on the GSL. So we're in Sakura's plateau, crossed positions which should be beneficial for the Zerg player, and if he finds out that his opponent would be in cross positions, he might consider just committing himself to a big macro game because the rush distance is fairly long. But Naniwa going for proxy gateways really close to the entrance of the natural expo of Ret, and keep in mind, notice this, he still didn't scout his opponent, so he is positioning his gateways on a central position here on the middle that will allow him to have the exact same rush distance if his opponent spawned all the way top north or on the bottom south. And now Naniwa, while his gateways are getting built, he's just wandering around with his probe, checking out where Ret is. Now he knows that Ret is top north, and he's gonna start setting his rally points to that location. Meanwhile, Ret still didn't know anything about this. He's flying finally an overlord on this area, this location, and spotted those yellow dots on the minimap, as you can see. And now Ret has to react really quickly because there's already a gateway chrono boosting some zealots, and soon enough he's gonna have a bunch of units knocking on his door. And as you can see, currently he doesn't have anything to defend, but he did took the right decision. He didn't went hatchery first or go for a quick hatch on the natural expo. Instead he went cautious and played with the spawning pool first and the extractor. Also notice that the moment he saw those gateways with the overlord, he went for a spine crawler on the back of his mineral line. So he's trying to establish some defenses. He knows he is a bit late, but the Zerglings are coming out as fast as possible, and he needs to keep them as safe for now. He doesn't have enough Zerglings to just try to get us around this zealot and probe, and especially because there will be more units streaming from Naniwa. Incoming a nice round on that zealot, trying to get it down as fast as possible. Still not possible. Two more Zerglings trying to finish it off, and one of the zealots got killed. Now finally, with that spine crawler up, he's going to be able to defend this place so much better. And notice the thought process from Ret while he's trying to defend, getting the spine crawler up and trying to get a nice round on those zealots. He's making a roach warren at the same time. So he knows what's the next step. He knows that he's being a target to a really early aggression and a powerful aggression, and he needs to muster up some defenses. One thing that is working on his benefit, on his favor, is that Naniwa just stopped the aggression for now. He's not even microing his zealots, just waiting for more reinforcements to come out of these gateways while he's trying to muster up his mineral count so he can keep pumping more and more, and now getting the first assimilator and just walling in LiquidRet inside his main base with his 3 zealots, but actually not being aggressive. Meanwhile, Ret just mustering up a bunch of Zerglings. He already has a queen. The roach warren is ready, so we're gonna start having roaches coming out, and roaches, if properly microed, will do just mincemeat out of those zealots. And now moving with his spine crawler. Oh, wrong timing. Now he doesn't have the spine crawler to help defend, has to pull back, try to establish it before he gets surrounded by all of these zealots and just killed so fast. Oh, that spine crawler is a really crucial piece, a really crucial part of this defense, finally established once more. And now with the roaches coming out, he's going to be able to defend much easier against this zealot force. Notice that Naniwa is pulling back while chrono boosting more and more zealots, but now he's allowing LiquidRet to actually come out of his base. And notice the decision making that Ret has here. He sends his couple of roaches to fend away those zealots and keep an eye on what's going on the gateways, but meanwhile he's streaming a bunch of Zerglings into Naniwa's base. He knows that Naniwa committed a lot of resources to that assault from him, those 2 gateways, and he has nothing to defend on his main base. So following the Zerglings on the picture-in-picture screen and following what's going on here on this proxy forward base, let's call it like that, from Naniwa, you can see that Ret is now playing on two fronts, sending Zerglings into his opponent's base to try to wreak havoc on that mineral line. There's absolutely no defenses whatsoever. Notice the amount of Zerglings that are roaming around here and interrupting the income and the mineral line from Naniwa, just trying to kill off his economy. And meanwhile he keeps making more and more Zerglings. He has enough defense there. Notice how he's just getting a nice line and avoiding getting surrounded by those probes and killing everything that moves on Naniwa's base, to the point that Naniwa just was forced to pull all of his zealots that were supposed to be aggressive and assaulting LiquidRet's base, and they're now on his main base trying to defend and survive this assault. Notice the income completely shot. He doesn't have a probe count, basically it's 24 against 4, and Ret, with that brilliant decision making, being able to micro, defend against the zealots and get that Roach Warren going at the same time, and the Zergling speed, he was able to just defend this assault so well. And at the moment Naniwa doesn't have an economy. He's trying to get Warp Gate technology out. I'm not even sure exactly what's the plan at the moment. The first Stalker finally came out to try to counter these roaches, but I think the damage is basically done. Look at the mineral line, there's basically nothing there, and those two gateways that he has can't even put up any production anymore because he doesn't have the economy. So forced to GG out of the match. In my modest opinion, brilliant defense by Ret, something that I'm not sure if you guys suffer from it or not, but you end up getting mental blocked when you're just right there on the spot with the pressure on you. But you noticed how Ret just saw those, he saw the gateways, one spine crawler on the back, then did some Zerglings, started the defense, and while he was microing, you saw the Roach Warren getting popped on the back. So he had the plan, he was thinking ahead, trying to be like one step ahead of Naniwa. And when the roaches came out, well, basically he had what it takes because he could micro the roaches and keep poking at those zealots until they die. And at the same time, and that's something that I found really interesting, he was capable of defending with the roaches and micro them and send a stream of Zerglings into Naniwa's base that basically killed off this match. So yeah, a fairly simple match, very straightforward and short, but with a couple of lessons in it that I know that I'm going to learn from them. They're interesting to me, and for you, some of you might be interesting as well. I'm going to add the replay file on this VOD, on this video, on the video description, so you guys can take a look at all the builds or everything, and you can practice on your own. I know that it wasn't like the best game, oh my god, ever, like I mentioned before, but as a lesson, might be interesting for some of us, and that's the purpose of me uploading this match. So well, based on that, I hope you guys enjoy it. See you all later, have fun.